Hi guys, welcome back to the Exploity video series. My name is Apar and I am an IoT security bandit at Exploity. So in today's video we'll see how you can use the Modbus plugins. So what is Modbus basically? Modbus is a serial communication protocol which was introduced back in 1979 by Modicon, which is now Schneider Electric, for the use with their PLCs in their SCADA systems. So Modbus basically enables a communication between the devices over the same network. Let's take an example of a factory. There is a pressure control unit and a master system. So Modbus would basically ease up the work of the master system, as it would enable it to read and write values to the pressure control unit. So by now you would have already assumed that Modbus is pretty popular and widely used in the industrial environment. I'm already assuming that you know about the Modbus protocol. If not, I'll first suggest you to go check out what Modbus protocol is and then return back to the video. So now for the demonstration, I'll be using an open source tool which is called the Modbus PAL. Modbus PAL is basically a Modbus simulator. It can simulate from one to multiple slaves at the same time. So for our demonstration, I'll be simulating only one slave. Other than that, I'll be showing this demonstration for Modbus TCP, which is basically a Modbus implementation over a TCP IP network, and it uses port number 502 for the communication. So I'll quickly run the Modbus PAL and set it up. So our ID would be 1 for the slave. Let's call it demo slave. Let's run this and keep it aside. We'll fire up our Exploity framework by simply typing in Exploity. So for this I'll be showing you two plugins that are part of the framework for the Modbus. One is the modbus.generic.read TCP and second is the modbus.generic.write TCP. Alright, so I'll start with the write TCP first. All you have to do is run plugin ID, which is modbus generic write TCP -h for the plugin specific help. So this plugin writes the item values to a Modbus server. So this plugin basically helps you to write values on a Modbus slave to the item you specify, either a coil or a register, to a Modbus server. Alright. So as you know, in the Modbus protocol, only coil and the holding register have the are the only two items that you can write to. So as for the arguments, the first argument that you have to take care of is the -r, which is our host, the host name or the IP address of the Modbus server, which in our case is the local host. Second is the -p, which is our port. The port number of the Modbus server default is 502. So we'll be using the default port, which is 502. Next is -i, which is item, the item to write to. So as I already mentioned, you can only write to either the coil or the holding register. So for the coil you have to mention a 0 and for the register 1. So the default is 0, which is for the coil. Next is -a, the address, the start address of item to write to. So you have to mention the start address from where you want to start writing. So next is -c, which is the count of the items to write. The default is 1. So if you want to write to multiple address spaces, you have to mention, you can either mention 2 or 3 to -c, otherwise only one address space would be written. Next is -u, which is the unit ID of the slave on the server to write to. So as you just saw, I added the slave with unit ID 1. So in our case it would be 1. Next is -w, which is the value to write to the slave. So you can mention the value you want to write. Alright, so I'll arrange it so that it is much better to visualize. So I'll quickly add the holding registers and the coils before we begin. So before I start, there is one other thing that I want to highlight. So for different Modbus slaves and master, there are different configurations. As for our demo, the Modbus PAL has address parameters starting from 1. As you can see from the table itself, the address is starting from 1. And for our plugin, the address parameter starts from 0. So this condition for Modbus PAL is called 1 addressing, 1 base addressing, and the plugin it's called the 0 base addressing. So even though our plugin will be writing to the mentioned address space, but since the Modbus PAL has an address table starting from 0, you'll be able to see a difference of 1. So again, I would like to say that it is writing to that same address, but it won't be displayed. So when we use our second plugin, which is the read TCP, you can probably notice that the value we have written is there, but it is not displayed because since this is again 1 base addressed and the table starts from 1. So there is this difference of 1 that you will notice. So I request you to not get confused with that. Alright. So now let's run this. Run Modbus generic write TCP -r, which in our case is localhost. We are using the default port, so you won't mention -p. And let's write on coil first, so I won't mention -i as well. Next is address, so let's start writing from 8, and the count, let's write to 2 address spaces. The unit ID for our slave is 1, and since we can write only 1 bit data to a coil, we'll write 1. So let's hit enter. So as you can see, our plugin has passed. So the item was coil, the address was 8, but it has written from 9. Again, as I told you, there is a difference since this is 1 base addressed. Even though the value is written on 8, but since because of the difference between the configuration, it has displayed from 9. The count is 2. As you can see, there are 2 ones, so we have written 2 ones, units, and our plugin has successfully passed. So let's now try writing for the holding registers. So I'll run this. I'll just mention -i, which was our item, as 1 for the register. Let's write a value of 666, and let's write it for 6 times. And from the starting address, let's say 4. Hit enter. So again, you can see it has written 6 times 6 starting from 4, even though it's displaying from 5, again because it is 1 base address. So our plugin has again successfully passed, and this was the plugin with plugin ID modbus.generic.write TCP for you. Alright. So now the next plugin that I'll be showing you is the modbus.generic.read TCP -h for the specific help. So this plugin reads the item values from a Modbus server. So right now you just saw that we have written some values on the Modbus slave. So you can choose whatever item you want to read from, and this would help you to read out the values from the address spaces for the mention from a Modbus server. Alright. So again, I'll quickly guide through the arguments that you'll have to take care of here. First is the -r, which is the R host, the host name or the IP address of the Modbus server, which in our case is again the local host. -p is the port number of the Modbus server, default is 502. Alright, so we are using the default port only. Next is -I, which stands for the item to read from. So as you know, you can read from multiple items. You cannot write to all the items, but you can read from them. So 0 stands for coil, 1 for discrete input, 2 for holding resistor, and 3 for input resistor. Alright, so whatever item you want to read from, you can simply mention the number assigned to them. So the default is 0. Again, the default is the coil. So next is -A, which is the address, the start address of item to read from. So you want, so you'll be mentioning the start address you want to read from. All right. Next is -C, again the count of items you want to read. So if you want to read more than one items, you have to mention the count. Otherwise, it would read only one item. Okay. So next is -U, which is the unit ID of the slave on the server to read from. So in our case it is 1, so you can mention the slave unit ID of the slave here. So I'll quickly run this plugin. We are using the default port. Let's first read from the coil and address. So as you remember, we started writing from the address 8 when we wrote, but since it is again, I would like to highlight it, it is again one base address, so it started from 9. So let's read from the address that we wrote from, 8, and the count, let's give it 3, the count. Unit ID is 1. So as you can see, we previously wrote from address 8, we had written on 8 and 9. So this time while we are reading, you can clearly see that it had written to 8 and 9 and not 10. So again, there is a slight difference because Modbus PAL is again one base addressed and our plugin is 0 base addressed. So you can see our plugin has successfully passed and it has read the values from the Modbus slave. Let's do the same for the holding resistor as well. So for the holding resistor, you have to use 2. So we wrote from 4. So let's read from 3 till, let's say, for a count of 10. All right. So as you can see, we had written last time when we were writing on the holding resistor, we started from 4 till 9 we wrote, and again because of the difference between the 0 base address plugin and the 1 base address Modbus PAL, it has written to only it is showing the 10 here. So but you can see from here while we are reading, there is no value on address space 3 and 666 till next 6 spaces onwards, it is 666. all right, and again there is no value on 10, 11 or 12. Again this confusion is arising, and this is pretty common in the Modbus scenario since the slave is 1 base address and the master is 0 base address, and the table is starting from 1, so it is not displaying as well, so there is a difference of 1. So not to get confused, again request you to. So again our plugin has passed, and this was the modbus.generic.read TCP plugin for you guys. So that was it for this video. Hope you understood how the Modbus plugin works, and you have got a little gist of how the Modbus protocol works as well. Alright, so you can probably check our website, which is www.exploity.io. You can shop for the cool hardware tools that I'll be showing you in the coming video. For the documentation of what I just did, you can refer the documentation on exploity.readthedocs.io. Alright, so you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter and LinkedIn, and the links are here for the same. So before I end this video, I would like to request you to please subscribe to this channel, like and comment and hit the bell icon as well. So this basically motivates us to make more IoT security related content for you guys, to put out good quality content related to security, related to IoT security basically. So that was it for this video. I hope you like this video and you will subscribe to our channel. Thank you. See you in the next.